I'm hiding in my shed. We're getting the kitchen done at the moment and it's a bit stressful, shall we say. So I'm out here to tell you all about my garlic and onions instead, just to take a few minutes to myself. So I'm going to try and get this done in just one take, so excuse any edits that should have been done. Not going to have time for that. But it's the 19th of October today. I'm in the northeast of England, for those that don't know. It's around zone 8A, 8B I think, or zone 9 is kind of, it's all on the borderline for us here in the UK anyway. And it's the perfect time for me to be getting my garlic in and my autumn planting onions. So if this sun doesn't blind me too much, so apologies for that, I'm going to go through and show you what garlic varieties I've got and what onion varieties I've got. I got them from a few different places. I'm going to try and not make too much noise because I know how the microphone can pick up. But the first one is the Garlic Farm. Now these guys send them in brown bags with the actual seed variety name on the bag. So from these guys I've got the Provence White, which is, I've written it down here, so I've got 4 bulbs. Now for anybody that doesn't know, that is a garlic bulb, and when you take it apart, the individual pieces are called cloves. They're the bits that you plant that way up as well, so they'll have a little bit of a kind of a root on the bottom with a bit of a tip at the top, so the root bit always goes on the bottom, but I'm sure everybody knows that. So the Provence White, which is soft neck variety, so you get a soft neck or a hard neck variety. The hard neck variety also grow extra what you call scapes in the growing process, which you can cut off and use to eat as well. Anyway, so the Provence White that I've just shown you are the soft necks. I've also got some Lubash White, is that how you say it? And I've got 3 bulbs of those, and they're a hard neck variety. Look very similar to the ones I've just shown you. And I've also got some elephant garlic. I've never grown these before, but these don't come in the bulbs, they just send the individual cloves. I've got 6 of those, and I believe elephant varieties are a hard neck as well, but oh my goodness, they are so big. That's fantastic. So that's my Garlic Farm order there. The other place that I got some from was DT Brown, so I got some onions from here as well, but I'll show you those next. Now this is how DT Brown send theirs out. So just in netting, there's 2 bulbs in each, and I've got the Kingsland White and the Checkmate, or CZ Mate, which I believe is Checkmate. It is to me anyway. And I've got 2 bulbs of each of those. They're both hard neck varieties as well. Now I also go every year without fail to Wilco. Now this is a plastic bag, so apologies for the noise. From Wilco's, they come in packets like this. Oops. So can you see, they have a front and then a back, and just a little bit of plastic packaging, and usually 2 bulbs in each. Now what I did, there's quite a poor selection in terms of not varieties but the actual bulb sizes. So I literally went through and picked the biggest ones I could, because I believe that the bigger the clove is that you plant in, the better, bigger, healthier bulb you'll get in the end, whether that's true or not. So I have got Germidor, which are the soft necks, and Casablanca, which are the hard necks. Now I did have 5 Casablancas, but I gave 1 to my dad, so I've got 4 Casablancas and 2 Germidors, but obviously we don't know how many cloves will be in each of those. Probably 7 to 10, I would presume. So that's the Garlic Farm, Wilco's and DT Brown's, where I've got garlic from. Now I've also got, which I haven't got here because it's in the house, I just got some from Tesco, because I want to see what it's like to grow the shop bought variety. I hear a lot of good things about it, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and just get that. So I've got a few bulbs from Tesco as well. So all in all, I think I've got about 7 varieties, was that right? So yeah, anyway, that's all of my garlic varieties. They are going to be getting planted mostly in the bottom plot down, the plot that we created this year, if you like, where we had the potatoes and things this year. And they'll get planted down there this coming weekend, where they're pending, and should overwinter just fine down there. They do garlic need a period of cold anyway, so that'll be absolutely perfect, all being well. I probably will plant some spring planting garlic as well, just again because of everything that's happening in the world, that is. I don't want to just put everything into one crop and hope that everything works this winter. We might have a crazy winter, we might not, who knows. But I've had garlic fail before, fail to split, because it hasn't been cold enough. Excuse the dog. So on to onion varieties. Now I've got all of these in different little bags, but essentially you can see these are onion sets, what we call them here in the UK, and they all look like that basically. But I have planted, I think they're called spring Paris early white or something like that, from real seeds. They were seeds that I've sown, not sets. And I put those in on August the 18th. So if you remember on one of my vlogs, I mentioned that because they came with a calendar date, which did make me chuckle a little bit. So those guys are doing fantastically. They are like a good few inches more tall, 6 inches plus tall now. They're coming on really well. They've been outside the whole time. They've not been pampered. They've just been like left to get on with it and grow, and they are. So that's great. I will also be sowing some seeds, probably Boxing Day, between Boxing Day and New Year, when I get some time off work for next year. And I'm also putting these onion sets in that you've just seen as well, because I don't want to just assume that one will work. I'm just conscious that, well, first of all, this year we grew quite a decent amount of onions, but it certainly isn't enough. I mean, I need to probably quadruple. I'm looking at growing about 500 plus onions, ideally 750 next year. You won't believe how many onions we use. I absolutely love them. I love to eat them, and I love to cook with them, and I love to look at them, and they're so pretty, and okay, you get the point. So onion wise, I've got 100 Japanese onions, so the autumn planting. They're from Wilco, and I've also got 50 red onions. They're literally just called red, from Wilco as well. I've not really ever been successful with red onions, but we love them, so we'll just keep giving it a go. And then from DT Brown, they sell them in 250 by weight, 250 grams. So I've got 2 packs of Shakespeare, 2 Snowball, so that's 500 grams each of Shakespeare and Snowball, and 250 of Radar. Now, of those, I believe that they are quite good at storing. So if any sort of look as though they'll be better storage than the others, then that'll be what I keep moving forward. So I'm really trying to use the varieties to understand from a storage perspective. So, you know, so looking at the bit more on the long term rather than just for the season that they're growing in. And hopefully with the combination between the real seeds that we've got growing now, so the real seeds that we've got growing now, and the sets and the ones that I'll be putting in sowing on Boxing Day might not go down too well with everybody, then yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to get some really good coverage of onions and garlic next year. 2 of my favourite crops, absolutely favourite crops to grow. I've got a million other things actually in here in the shed that I'm wanting to put in as well in October, so it's nearly November. But all sorts, greens, lettuces, all sorts of different things. I'm going to try and get away with some more herbs and things like that. But the focus has to be get the onions, get the garlic into the ground, get those guys growing. I did treat myself to another pair of gloves as well. What's life come to? Treating yourself to gardening gloves. Oh. Right guys, anyway, that's it from me. Just checking in, saying hi. Things are still ticking over. We're getting a lot better, so thanks for everyone that's checked it from the COVID perspective. Still can't smell or taste, which is kind of, that has to come back before Christmas at least. You can't not taste your Christmas dinner. But yeah, it's really weird chopping onions up. Can't smell a thing, but my eyes are still streaming. So that's it from me. Thank you for joining me. I shall be back more regularly now. We're nearly at the end. Light is at the end of the tunnel from a kitchen perspective, but it's amazing how doing a kitchen renovation can put everything else in your life upside down, or at least for me. Take care guys.